have a feeling like no one knows why they are here, but me and Tegan are going to be doing a booktube read-along type thing, and we want other people to get involved, so if you're into reading, like, yeah.
If you want to join in, you can. We're going to be doing a live show at the end of each month talking about the book that we're reading.
I didn't even know she was still awake.
Yeah. Got 6 people now. Hi to the person that just joined.
Hi, Imogen. Has your book arrived yet or not?
It has not arrived yet. I only ordered it the other day. It should be here within a week.
That's fine.
Reading is great.
It is.
Annie.
And if you don't like reading, that's a lie. You just haven't found the right book.
Yeah.
I have plenty. So, take your pick. Alright, so the book that we decided on this month is Everything Everything by NICOLA YOON. We wanted to do a recent release, but then she decided, well, we both kind of decided, but she came up with the idea to do this one because it's coming out as a movie soon. I don't know when is it coming out?
Yeah, there's a movie coming out at some point soon for it, so I mean, I wanted to read it before the movie came out, and Waverly, it was next on her TBR pile, so why not?
Fate, right? Thank you for inviting 680 fans.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Thanks for inviting lots of people to come join.
That's crazy. I don't really know much about this. All I know is it's about a girl who's allergic to basically everything, and she never goes outside, and then someone moves in next door, this guy moves in next door, and she obviously falls in love with him, like that's the typical way to go about it, but he helps her, like, actually become an outside person, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think, like, her mom has forced her, like, she's allergic to, like, everything outside, and so her mom's, like, kept her inside, or because she's allergic to everything, and then this guy moves in next door, and then she's, like, wanting to, like, go out and be with him and stuff, and so she sort of just, like, doesn't care about her allergies anymore, and would rather risk it and be outside than not be with this guy.
Yeah, I get that.
At least that's what I know about
it. But I've heard so many good things about this book. Like, everyone has loved it that I know of.
I have not heard one person say a bad thing about it, so I'm hoping that we both like it.
That picture though, Imogen. I hate going into books with high hopes because I feel like I get really disappointed if it's not that good.
No, I feel the same exact way. Like, it's difficult watching it it's difficult reading a book when you've got high hopes, because then you're just reading it like, oh my god, what if it doesn't live up to my high expectations?
The Leaving, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. If anybody does not know, The Leaving was a book that we read with a book club that we had months ago.
Where is it?
And it's somewhere on my shelves.
I can't even see it.
Oh, it's right here. This book. It sounded like really, really good. And then, I mean, it's about like a bunch of kids who go missing, and then 11 years later, 5 of them come back, so 6 kids go missing, and then 11 years later, only 5 of them come back, and it's basically about where did this last kid go, like, what happened to this last kid, and so it sounded, like, really, really interesting, but it just was not good.
Disappointed.
It was disappointing.
Oh,
like,
it's
the
good.
writing.
This is probably a
At
really
the bottom
dangerous
of the
move.
stack.
Ah! Oh, I need to get my new bookshelves. It's so scary getting books out. Beauty and Miss Potts. And Chip! Chip's here too.
Cute.
Yeah, all of these sticky notes are literally just bad points in the book. Like, there
And,
could
like,
be a
the
lot more, but I
I'm
think
not
I
going to
missed-
give away anything in case for some reason anybody in here wants to read it. The ending was so disappointing.
I will say though, like, the book, if you want to get the book, be prepared for, like, your eyes being all over the place, because, like, this is pages.
There's some pages that have got only, like, 2 words on them. Like, I don't understand why you'd only put 2 words on a page.
I think it was to make the book this big.
Yeah, it was big. It could have been, like, 100 pages less.
It could have been probably 100 pages total.
True.
Like, that entire page just says no idea how she got here.
This page, literally the only word on it is no. Like, alright. But yeah, just, it was
Thank
disappointing.
Thank you for following me on YouTube too.
You can go and follow me on YouTube as well.
Yeah, she's BOOKWORMIA. She's in my recommended channels on my channel side list thing, so if you want to, go follow her too, because even though she hasn't made a video in about a month, she's still amazing.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm coming up on holidays from school for 2 weeks, so I'll make some new videos then. Thanks, Danny.
So we haven't really had a good past with the only book club book we actually read. Well, no, you read Dreamology, didn't you?
Yeah, I read Dreamology. That one was better than The Leaving.
I never got around to reading it.
Yeah, it wasn't... Oh, where is it?
Thank you for becoming a fan, Rebel? Thank you.
Oh. This was the other book that we were meant to read for book club.
Mine never arrived. So I was gonna read it online, and then, like, my whole internet issue came up, and mine just, like, never arrived, so I never got around to reading it.
Yeah, I don't know, I enjoyed it. It was about this girl who dreams about, she's been, like, having these, like, really vivid dreams about this guy since she was, like, really, really little. And then she moves to a new place, and turns out that this guy that she's been dreaming about is actually real, and goes to her school now.
Doesn't she,
And
like,
then-
move, and then, like, he's in the classroom or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she sees him in the classroom, and she's like, wait, no, you're meant to be my dream guy. What's going on here?
Doesn't it turn out that he was dreaming of her too or something?
So, like, yeah, so they were having the same dreams together, but it turns out that, like, the dream guy isn't as, or the real guy is a lot worse than the dream guy, so they're, like, completely different people.
Ouch.
Like, it's
That
the
would
same
hurt.
person, but, like, their personalities are, like, completely different.
That is literally like going into a book with such high expectations, and then you just get a piece of crap. And you're like,
literally. Good analogy. That's what it was like. No, but it wasn't bad. I'd probably give it like 3 out of 5 stars.
so would you recommend it?
Yeah. I'd recommend it if you... I wouldn't say, like, go read it right now, it's the best book that you could read. But I'd recommend it if you've got some time to read a book.
I was really wary because I'm not that big into contemporary.
Yeah.
Which, again, this is a contemporary book, so...
We'll see how you like that, but...
But, like, it's just after my experience with P.S. I Love You, I'm just like...
I have not read that yet.
I wouldn't say it's a bad book, I just don't like the way her character progresses through the events. It just doesn't seem real to me. Like, if your husband just died, would you go out getting pissed?
True. No, see, I'm a big fan of contemporary books, so I'm hoping I'll read it.
How many pages? Well, my copy has...
Is this The Leaving?
No, I think it's on about...
No, everything.
306 pages, but the last few pages are, like, empty.
Oh.
I didn't realise that. There's drawings in this.
Oh, that's awesome. Make the book a little bit interesting.
Contemporary won't be your thing, Imogen. I can tell you that now. You're too supernatural to go with contemporary. Plus, you have no contemporary books.
Dreamology has... ...322 pages. At least my copy does.
That's why I said my copy, because, like, the hardback book is going to be definitely different. And
no, yeah.
It depends on the edition you get, but it usually ranges around the same number.
It's normally, like, just above or just under, depending on, like, how big the book is and
the writing,
like, the
and
size
stuff like that
of the actual book.
And with The Leaving, I think it's like 400 and something pages, but it could be 100 pages.
Yeah, literally, The Leaving is 421 pages. It could have been, like, at least half that.
It's just because it's all over the place, because I think she's trying to make it look like the minds are scattered, especially with Scarlett's chapter. She's just trying to make it look like her mind is all over the place, so she does that in the book. And I get why she's done that, but it's too much of a serious book to do that.
Yeah, and then, like, the other reason why I think she was doing it was to differentiate between the different characters, because in The Leaving, it's told from multiple different perspectives, and so each perspective has a different way of writing.
They all sound exactly the same, but she's scattered it around and changed the layout to make it look different, so trying to trick your mind, basically. But it didn't work for me.
No. Little self-promo here. If you want to know a little bit more about the book and what I thought about it, I did do a spoiler-free review of it on my channel, so that's for The Leaving.
Self-promo.
Why not? To the 6 people that are watching.
We also have a few on YouTube. It says 3 viewers right now. So 9 people.
On YouTube?
Have you connected your YouNow account to your YouTube?
I have not.
Because if you do, they can automatically go straight to your page. But there is the link to anyone that wants it.
Yeah, there it is. No, I made this YouNow with, like, my BOOKWORMIA thing, like, an hour ago, so I'll do that after this.
You do have another one. You have your BOOKWORMIA_blog one.
Oh, well, yeah.
So you do have another one, because I was looking for it and I was like, I don't know which one's the right one.
just send you the link.
So I was just like, can I get a link? What are you currently reading at the minute?
I will show you.
And what are you viewers currently reading at the minute?
Called Fly on the Wall, and it's by E. Lockhart.
Ooh.
Who is the author of We Were Liars, which was one of my favorite books of... It was probably my favorite book of 2016. That one. It's probably my favorite book of 2016.
I haven't read it. I'm nervous.
You need to. It's like... It's a very... We Were Liars is a very, like, mysterious book, and the way that E. Lockhart writes it, she's really good at keeping you on the edge of your seat. And it's written in a way where you don't, like, the protagonist doesn't, you don't know what is going on until the protagonist knows what's going on. So it's, like, just a really mysterious book.
Lisa really just messaged me, like, I did not like that book.
I loved it.
Lisa's actually the one who gave me this book. Lisa's actually the one that gave me this book.
Okay. And it's one of those books where, like, when you finish it, you want to go back and reread it to, like, see all the little clues that were dropped along the way.
The hints.
Yeah. But this book is slightly different. I'm not entirely sure what it's about. It's about a girl who goes to, like, a fancy art school or something, and she doesn't really get on with anybody at the school. And then it says, yeah. And then it says, if only she could be a fly on the wall to find out what boys are really like. This is the story of how one girl's dreams came true.
Is that one of his most recent releases? Her? His? Her?
Her.
Is it even a female or a male? I do not know.
It is a female.
It is a female.
Yes. See, it is a old book. It came out in 2006.
Oh, wow.
At least that's where the copyright is.
Because I've only just recently heard of that book going around on YouTube.
Yeah, originally published in 2006. I think E. Lockhart didn't really get very big until We Were Liars, like, started circulating around BookTube.
Yeah.
No, but I'm only, like,
with a lot, especially the small ones. Especially with the small ones, like the standalone books that aren't really big. They only started getting big because of BookTube.
Yeah. What are you currently reading, Waverly?
Nothing at the minute. I finished a book yesterday. I haven't picked anything up, but I'm finally gonna get around to doing this one, I think.
I want to read that so bad.
My copy is, like, really floppy.
Those are the best.
Yes, they are. But I'm really nervous because high hopes again.
Yeah. I bought a copy for my sister for Christmas, and I'm kind of tempted just to, like, steal that copy back from my sister to read it, but then I also want my own copy, so... Yeah, but I really want to read it.
See, I don't have that problem, because no one in my family reads.
Oh.
Like, literally nobody. None of my brothers, not even my mum, not my sister, no one. So, like, any book in the house is automatically given to me.
I'm the only one in my family that, like, reads a whole lot, but my parents both read some, and the rest of my family reads some, but I kind of, like, force reading onto them. Like, I gave every member in my family books for Christmas, because it's, like, the one thing I know how to buy, and I wanted them to read, so...
It's like you see those books and you're just like, oh my god, this person would love this book even though they don't love reading.
Yeah, it's like you just gotta, like, tell them enough times to get them to read it, and then they'll most likely end up enjoying it.
I don't know. How high is your IQ?
I don't know. I have never been tested, so I wouldn't
Let's
be
say
able
this
to
is the
tell
floor,
you.
mine's probably like here.
Hey, Brittany, what's up?
My sister has started borrowing my books. That's only because you started borrowing my books. Chain reaction now.
I stole my... Okay, when my sister moved out, she gave my brother her bookshelf, and I had a really, like, for one of my, like, second or third bookshelves, I had a really, like, skinny black one, and if you go back and watch some of the earlier videos on my channel, you'll see, like, the really skinny little black one, and I traded my brother for the other bigger one, which is this black one that's in the middle here, and it holds a lot more stuff, and it's a lot nicer, but yeah, I stole my sister's and my brother's bookshelves.
With my recent move, my bookshelves actually broke, like one of the pieces of the wood just snapped in half. So now I have piles of books, and anytime I try to take a book out of the pile, it's like everything starts wobbling. I'm like, no.
Ugh.
It's scary. It's been so scary that I've been reading on my Kindle, like, all the time, and I never read ebooks. Like, never.
Yeah, just because you don't want them all to fall on you.
They would probably kill me. They're so heavy.
Yeah. I'm like,
Who's
I've got like
book?
2
I didn't
shelves
have Game
left
of
on my
Thrones.
bookshelf. What was that?
Well, technically the book she borrowed isn't even mine.
Oh.
The only other books she has are mine, and I didn't have the book that her sister borrowed. I don't think.
If there is anybody new watching this was basically a live show to announce a sort of read-along thing that Waverly and I are doing. Yes. So we are reading this month, or I guess next month, April, we are reading Everything Everything by NICOLA YOON. And if you want to read along with us, you can. And near the end of the month, we are going to be doing a live show discussing the book and saying what we thought about it and all that sort of fun stuff.
I believe we said the last Saturday of the month, right?
Yes.
So that'll be 29th of April. We'll be doing another live show, reviewing and talking to anyone who has read the book
or wants to come in.
And comparing reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Little discussion about the book.
Has anyone actually read this book in the audience?
It does have a movie coming out soon, which is the reason why we chose to read it. I mean, we've both been wanting to read it, but yeah.
It was next on my TBR. Literally, I was about to finish the Illustrated Guide to Twilight, and I was like, I'll pick that up next. And then you're just like, hey, let's do this book, and I was like,
alright. No, I've been really wanting to read Everything Everything since, well, for a really long time, and then the movie was announced, then I was like, well, I have to read it before I go and see the movie, so it's good.
I get really nervous watching book adaptation movies because Percy Jackson, man.
Yeah, which is why I have to read the book before I watch the movie, because...
If I had watched that movie first, I would have never read Percy Jackson. And that makes me sad inside, because I just finally finished the entire series. And, like, if I hadn't...
I still haven't finished it.
Well done for the self-promo.
Oh, yeah, good job.
I I stole the Game of Thrones book from Jo, and that's the one she borrowed. 'Cause I didn't have the book. 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 I didn't have the I'm still yet to read Game of Thrones. I don't think I'm ever actually going to get around to it.
I don't know if I'll ever read Game of Thrones. I think...
Well done again.
I think they're really long books, and it would be a really big commitment to do. Maybe if it's, like, over the summer or something, and there's nothing else that, like, I want to read, then I'll sit down and read.
That's never gonna happen.
But it's never gonna happen, because there's always gonna be books that I want to read more. So...
Lisa's gonna get angry. The book is 715 pages long, and it has an extra appendix at the back, as well as a couple drawings and other things. See, that just scares me. That's the first book in the series, and it's nearly 1,000 pages long.
And, like, the books just get longer as they go on. And I have read books that are that long or longer. Like, what, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is, like, 860 pages long.
But that's not the first book.
But, yeah, and, like... I think
I have the
City of
second
Heavenly
book
Fire
here, and it's 913 pages long.
See, they're, like, huge. And while I have read books that are that big or bigger, like, Game of Thrones is such a dense book. And, like, you have to be really paying attention to it, and you have to, like, really understand the language and all of that sort of stuff. So...
Lisa just said, they are so good, they are so good, you should. Game of Thrones is bae, Game of Thrones is forever, amazing books, and yes, they are big, lol.
I'll give them a try if I ever have the chance.
You won't.
Which I might not. The only reason why I had an interest in watching the TV show recently is because Ed Sheeran is going to be guest starring on an episode.
He's already guest starred on it as far as I know, like, I've seen a picture of him with someone with, like, broken legs or something, and then they memed it when your legs don't work like they used to before.
See, so he's on it. That's the only reason why I would watch it, but I'd probably only watch that one episode.
I've tried to watch it on multiple occasions. I only get, like, 4 episodes in, and then I'm like, I'm done.
I just, it's not, like, something that, like, really, really interests me.
I get that.
Like, I'm not that big into huge, high fantasy books, so...
And add history to that as well, it's like...
Exactly, like, I love fantasy books, but, like, really high fantasy books and, like, dense language and... Nah.
Props to the writer, though. How many books at this size?
I mean, he does take a really long time in between each book.
That's understandable, considering they're, like, 1,000 pages.
I'm pretty sure people have been, like, worried that he's gonna end up, like, dying before he finishes the next book.
That's brutal.
Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, the TV show has gone books.
Yeah, the TV show went ahead of the books.
Yeah.
Which I don't get that, like... Either they're spoiling the books, or they're just... doing their own
Like, they're not even, like, the books are just gonna be on a completely different track from the show now. Because, like, the writers of the TV show, like, I mean, George R. R. Martin may have told them, a few things that he was, like...
Hi, Aziz.
Hello. Welcome.
Who took a moment? What is this? If you don't know why you're here, we're doing a read-along of this book, Everything Everything by NICOLA YOON, and we are going to be doing another stream on the 29th of April, dates, and we're going to be reading this, so if you want to read along, you are more than welcome to, and you can tune in next time. I am good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
And if you have read this book, let us know if you would recommend it, because there are so many positive reviews. I think it would actually be really interesting if someone turned around and said they didn't like this book.
Like, I don't want to go through, like, reading reviews, because I don't like reading reviews of books.
if I read a review before I read the book, it tends to twist what my own opinion is.
Yeah, exactly, because, like, you end up wanting to, like, thinking the way of the reviewer.
My name is Waverly.
I enjoy pizza as well.
Yes, me too. Very much.
And my name is Tegan. Aziz. The only, like, reviews of everything I've seen have been in, like, wrap-ups and star ratings. So.
Yeah, that's the only thing I see as well. But, like, they don't even really go into a review. They just tell you what the book is about and then, like, say what they rated it. Like, that's what I do anyway. I don't want to give anything away unless I'm doing a full review. They are going in 2 different timelines now. Like, how can that happen though? If you're making a series based on a book, how can you twist it? Because it's just not going to be based on the books anymore.
I mean, I guess in, like, other series and book to movie adaptations.
What? Yeah. Sorry. I am 18. I nearly said 17.
And I am 17. Almost 18. I'll be 18.
And I'm nearly 19, and I nearly said 17. Where are you from? I am from the UK.
And I'm originally from America, but I live in Australia.
She is halfway around the world from me. Literally halfway around the world right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's just...
No, what I was saying earlier was that, like, book to movie adaptations and book to TV show adaptations, like, they do... Like, they're never really very close to the book, are they, anyways?
Because he is a sellout. Yes, I'm triggered about this. Haha. Lisa, make a you now and comment in the stream so I don't have to keep reading out your comments.
It'd probably be easier. Lisa.
I'm, like, switching tabs so much right now. When the heck did we get 462 likes?
Okay. I can see that, L. Orkings.
That's Lisa.
Oh, hi. You joined.
I don't know where that is. I get it says Australia, but...
You live in Victoria. I do not live in Victoria. I live in Queensland.
You are a queen. You need your crown. Here it is. Here's the crown.
Oh, thanks. Crowns on books, my favorite. Good job for making an account. Now Waverly doesn't have to go
crown, yes. But I've had a book that's literally just triangles as a crown. I was like...
Couldn't have been a bit more creative. I don't know if I have any books with crowns on them.
I think that's the only one I have. Unless there's a crown on Crown of Midnight, which I don't think there is. No, it's just her. I just got triggered by looking at a book I don't like.
Which book?
Court of Mist and Fury.
I have not read that yet. Is it not good?
I'm not gonna say anything because I'm like the only person who doesn't like it. Okay, I'm not the only person. Lisa actually didn't like it either. But...
Well, I'll read it and figure out my own opinion on it.
You know how I don't DNF books? I DNF that book.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I never DNF a book. I always power through, but I couldn't with that one.
See, I own the entirety of Sarah J. Maas's, like, I own all of the Throne of Glass books, and I own both A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury books, but I've only read Court of Thorns and Roses and Throne of Glass.
I've only read the Court of Thorns and Roses and the Court of Mist and Fury. They need a name for that series.
I know.
Like it's
Akatar
it's such...
and Akamov.
Yeah. Akamov.
But no, I just kept buying like the Throne of Glass books as they came out, but I haven't actually read them. But like I've read the first one, but I haven't read the rest of them.
I need to.
But
read
at least
them.
now, when I want to sit
3.
down and read the entire series, I'll have them all.
Shack Attack. Hello, Shakira. No, I need to read them. I have the first 3, but I just haven't got around for them, because after reading The Court of Mist and Fury, I'm just like, you're speaking English right now.
Yeah. You are talking and speaking in English, typing in English.
And Australians speak English as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. No, I've heard... I don't know, I haven't heard, like, a lot of things, like, comparing Throne of Glass series to Court of Mist and Fury, or Court of Thorns and Roses.
I won't like those 2 books. I haven't even read them. What 2 books?
What? A Court of Thorns... Akatar and Thorns and Roses.
You would like A Court of Thorns and Roses.
They're fantasy books. Like, Throne of Glass is about, an assassin.
Can you help me? You're speaking English right now, how do I help you?
Throne of Glass, yeah, and then A Court of Thorns and Roses is like a slight Beauty and the Beast retelling.
It's the fave. I think that's one of the reasons I just didn't like Court of Mist and Fury, is just because they changed it to Hades and Persephone's story.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not a Beauty and the Beast anymore. They've changed it to Hades and Persephone, which is so obviously Reese and Feyre.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get over that, because this isn't a spoiler, but thank you. I like my red hair too. Cute Bubbles, I like your username. Oh, he became a fan, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
What was I saying? I got distracted.
Something about...
Yeah, it's not a spoiler, but in the beginning, Feyre and... What's his name? I've literally forgotten his name. No! It's so dangerous. Just please stay. Tamlin, that's his name. Tamlin. Feyre and Tamlin are engaged in the beginning. Well done, Shakira.
I'm very proud.
What maths equation was it?
Hard.
In 6 hours, I'll be on my way going on a cruise.
Oh,
Can I
have
join?
fun. Yeah, can I come with you? I've got a couple tests next week. I'd rather not do. So.
Fun with those.
Oh, thanks.
I'm so glad to be out of school. Like, it was really easy, but I'm still proud. Woo.
I'm still proud of you. Any math is
I'm
hard.
so glad I passed math first time round, so I didn't have to retake. That would have just been...
I was in... Thank you for becoming a fan of me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Matthew, Camilla.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with names.
Same. I was in difficult maths last year, and then I moved into the easier maths because I'm not good at it, and I don't need it because I want to go into English-based career, so.
That's like the opposite of me, though. I was in the easier maths, and I could just do it all, and then they put me in the higher maths, and I couldn't do any of it. So I'm like in that weird space in between.
Yeah,
I can't do anything on this side, and I can do everything on this side.
I need, like, an in-between math, because I'm, like, the exact same. Like, I was in harder maths, and, like, I could barely do any of it, and then I moved into easier maths, and now I can, like, do all of it, and I had, like, a high A, and, very lucky. You are very, very lucky.
I still passed, so... Guess who doesn't have to take math? Because he completed all the tests years ago. That's only because you were homeschooled. Like, that's not even... Thank you for following me on YouTube. Oh my gosh. You're not the only one that failed though. Like, 90% of the Ball Academy students failed between year 9 and year 11. Lisa, what are you doing? Three. Is this your locker combination?
Shakira, I think there's like... Oh, thanks. To you as well. I think there's a button somewhere saying that you can follow somebody on YouTube. I don't have my account linked up to
I think she's taking
YouTube yet.
Mick out of them,
but
because you don't follow on
me
YouTube,
as well.
You subscribe.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, it would be
points.
subscribe.
Well, instead of giving us numbers, why don't you give us the 10 likes? Because liking uses coins.
I do not like geography.
Like, literally all I know is, like, Nottingham is here, London is here, America's somewhere up here, and then Australia's, like, down here. Thank you for the 400 likes, Shakira.
Oh, yeah, wow, thanks. I do geography as one of my subjects, and I hate it so much. It's my worst subject.
I kind of wish I did history instead of geography.
Yeah, I do ancient history.
They should make Greek history a thing.
We did a huge unit on Greek last year.
We didn't do anything on it.
And like I knew
the only time
stuff
I got to actually study it was for an English project that I chose to. I chose that subject to study. Because we had to do a presentation. I was like, you know what? I'm really into Percy Jackson at the minute, so here we go. But I'm still to this day saying Hephaestus wrong. Like, how do you say that word?
It's all really difficult to say.
I used to say Aphrodite as Aphrodite. Like, the E is supposed to be silent, but it's not, and it bugged me forever.
I had the best history teacher last year, and it made it my favorite class, and now this year I have, like, the worst history teacher, so it kind of makes the class a little bit worse for me, but I still enjoy, like, the subject.
When I was in my first year in high school, we had this history teacher called Mr. Fry, and we always had history on a Friday, so we always used to write in our books Mr. Friday. Because we're cool like that.
Why not?
We are streaming to announce our read-along of this book, Everything by NICOLA YOON.
We're going to be doing a live show at the end of next month, the end of April, on the 29th. It's the last Saturday of the month, to discuss our feelings. So if you want to read the book with us, you can, and you can join us in that live show next month, and we will talk about our thoughts on it together.
And we want you guys to talk about your thoughts too, because this is why we're doing it public. Like, we could just do it on our own, but having a booktube community, both of us thought, why not just get you guys involved too?
Yeah.
What are you guys currently reading at the minute, if you are reading anything? I just care if it's the same book, I'm going to be very disappointed. Can I guess, chat? You can't, because I'm guesting with Tegan.
Yeah. I'm kind of like halfway on the other side of the world from her, so...
It's the same book. Oh my god, she
What are you reading? book is it?
I know, but it's been like a whole month.
Ketchup Clouds.
That was literally reaction to the title. I was like, what?
I'm looking this up.
Finding Violet Park by Jenny Valentine.
Nice.
Yay.
I started this book today. Fly on the Wall. I'm about 50 pages in.
What's your reading goal for this year?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I set it as 50 books. But I haven't been reading very much because of school, and I'm in my last year. And
oh man.
yeah, so I haven't had much time to read, like, at all, which is also why I haven't been making videos, and I haven't made a video in, like, nearly 2 months, because I don't have time. But I'm hoping...
I doubled my goal, and I put 100 books, and that was scary, but I read, like, 60 books last year, and I didn't start actually full-on reading until, like, June. So I thought, you know what, I could do this, but now I'm, like, 4 books behind schedule, and it's, like...
Ah, 6 books.
That sounded so sarcastic.
It was 6 books. Good. And you're upping it to 12. I just have a really sarcastic voice. I'm sorry.
I'm actually really proud that she's put her goal that high, to be honest, because last year it was 1 book, and she didn't complete the goal.
Oh. 12 books is a bit more than 1. So good job.
She wouldn't read if it wasn't for me. I feel so proud.
No, I'm hoping to read, like, to at least almost reach that goal this year. But if I don't, I'm definitely going to be setting my goal really high next year, because I won't be in high school.
100 books. It's stressful.
Next year I'm going to do 100 books. I'm going to do it.
That's actually a challenge on BookTube.
Yeah, I'll challenge myself. Why not? Especially because I won't be in school there, so.
Oh, Shakira, you're so good at maths. How did you fail? No, I'm genuinely afraid of my goal. Like, it's been so bad. I didn't read a month. Like, I finished like 3 or 4 books. So I added in little children's books that I was reading to my nieces and nephews. Just to, like, have an extra book on BookTube. BookTube. Goodreads.
Yeah. Like, I don't like making reading stressful for me, because it's meant to be, like, a fun thing.
Mm-hmm. That's why I stopped doing TBR videos on YouTube, because then I feel like once I put that out there, I'm like, I have to read those books. And it really stressed me out.
No, I stopped, like, I only made a couple TBR videos, and that was because I would make the TBR video, and then I would end up reading completely different things that month. Yeah. And then in my wrap-up, I was like, so I didn't actually read the books that are in my TBR. So it was just like,
you just got tired
I might
of
as well
saying
just not make a TBR video, because I'm not actually reading the books that I say in that video.
My TBR video for September was absolutely ridiculous. I only chose like 4 or 5 books, but they were books like this big. Like, what was I doing? And I read like 1 of them.
Yeah.
I had a really bad reading month that month, right up until the end when they did the banned bookathon. And then I was like, you know what, no, I'm cracking down and like doing this.
I think 1 month, I set the goal for myself to read the entire Mortal Instruments series. And I think
I'm still only on the third.
I think I read 4 of them. 4 out of the 6.
That's
So it
not
was,
bad.
like, pretty good.
I have 3 copies of City of Bones, 2 of City of Ashes, and 3 of City of Glass.
Nice. I've got 1 of all of them, except for City of Lost Souls, which I own 2 copies of. Because I owned a hardcover copy of City of Lost Souls, and then I bought the entire entire pack of all 6 hardback books. So, yeah.
That's including the one at your house, Imogen. Can we just talk about the fact that I said I did like the design of the covers, and then I went and bought those covers and absolutely loved them? Like,
See,
yeah,
I've
including the
completely
ones at yours.
contradicted myself because, like, I love the original covers of City of Bones. Like, the Mortal Instruments series. I love the original covers.
I'm not even going to try and get it out.
Mine's all the
It's
way over
like
there.
at the bottom of the pile.
I love the original covers, but, like, normally I don't like people being on the covers of books, but I actually really like those covers.
I know, like, no one likes Twilight anymore, but I just want to show you guys something that I absolutely adored. In the illustrated guide, they've put in the covers from around the world,
That's actually so cool.
and I love the Indonesia ones.
Those are so pretty. Those are so much better than our covers.
Like, I don't really like the first one because it doesn't tie in with the rest of them,
Yeah, true.
and she's blonde, and it's like Bella's not blonde. But the rest of them are actually really pretty, and I kind of like them better than the ones that we actually have. Then
Yeah.
you get the ones in Germany, are just like, eesh. Like, those ones are just not
wow.
that great.
My
Those
copies of
covers are really
my copies of Twilight are very all over the place. Because I own 2 of them in paperback, and then I own another one in hardback, and then I own one in the, like, tiny little movie edition, and then I own a big copy of Life and Death, which I still haven't read.
It's actually really interesting, that book is. Like, the only thing I really got confused upon was the Cullens, like, the children Cullens. I got them mixed up, like Jasper, Alice, Rosalie, and Emmett. I got them mixed up when they were talking.
Yeah.
Just because I couldn't stick with their names. But everyone else was so easy just to, like, get. The only people that didn't change the genders was Charlie and Renee.
Okay.
But the ending is so much better than the Twilight ending. Just gonna put that out there. I like the Korean versions as well. Like, this one
I
down here
really
really
like
reminds
those.
me of the Book Thief.
I need to read the Book Thief.
Yeah, I know.
I still haven't watched the movie because I wanted to read the book before I watched the movie, so I haven't watched the movie yet.
The movie's to what, Twilight? Or the Book Thief?
No, the Book Thief.
I still haven't watched the movie either. It seems like it's gonna be such a deep movie, and I just don't know if I like that.
Yeah. Twilight, I read all of the books, but I've only seen the very first movie and the second part of the last movie.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go because we've got guests at the door.
Alright.
But for those of you who don't know, this whole live stream was about announcing the Everything Long I'm doing with Tegan by NICOLA YOON. This book is about a girl who is allergic to everything, and she hasn't been outside in 17 years until a boy moves in next door and they fall in love and want to be together. So he helps her overcome her allergies and stuff like that. So if you do want to read along with us, we will be doing the next live stream review on the 29th of April. And it will be
the last Saturday of next month.
Yeah. And it will be same time?
Yeah.
Around the same time. And yeah, so we'll be doing that, and you can join us if you want to read along with us. Please do. And yeah.
We'd love to know your opinions on it if you want to read along with us. Because we'll be giving our opinions, but we'd love to have some other opinions as well.
And if you're not going to read it, I wouldn't recommend watching it, because there probably will be spoilers.
We might do a little bit of like a spoiler-free thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
If there are people that haven't read it that want to see some of our thoughts on it, but other than that,
I'm excited to read it.
I am excited to read it as well. I'm excited for my copy to get here.
Is that a camel with sunglasses? That is cool. But yeah, we're going to be doing this.
Alright.
So thank you all for joining us.
Yes, thanks for watching.
Sure, if you do read the book, to join us next month too. We'll see you the same time on the 29th.
Bye.
Bye.